is Becoming Undefined, and I'm MJ Acosta Ruiz. We're meeting up with all of my curl friends here at CurlyCon, and one very, very special guest. Aren't they all? I know I say that, but truly, I wish you guys could see this collective group. But this woman here, such a superstar, Ashley Everett, is joining us on the show today. You may know her as Beyonce's lead dancer, choreographer. She's also now a content creator, an entrepreneur, all of the things. She's here to talk to us about her journey, about how she stays level, and what's next for her. This is Becoming Undefined. Ashley, we're here, girl.
We are here.
It's crazy because the first time we met in person, it was flipped. You were interviewing me, which I'm not at all used to.
Right? Me either, girl. Me either.
But I love that for us. I think it was such a cool way to like really get to know each other and
Totally icebreaker.
Sort of start up right. We're an icebreaker on camera. But I think like the conversations that we all continue to have, like there's so many layers and like there's so much intersectionality with everything that we do. I think for you, I've always been so curious about this chapter of your life. I'm careful not to say your journey because there's so many ebbs and flows with all of our journeys, right?
Totally.
And especially now with social media, like folks just see what we allow them to see,
Yes,
as they
exactly.
should,
As they should, yeah.
as they should. But I think I want to start with your time on Beyonce's slate, right? Because I feel like that was such a pivotal time for you. But does it feel like it was a million years ago?
It's like a million years ago and yesterday at the same time.
Yeah.
You know, because, I was totally a different girl than who I am today. But also, it's right there.
Right.
It's right there.
It just happened. Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Like
Crazy.
I can vividly see like the Single Ladies video and like how iconic that was.
Yeah.
But I think what people didn't realize was like your journey as a dancer, as a choreographer, and what it took to get there. So what was that path until you got to that point where you're touring with a major artist?
Yeah. I mean, girl, I was just telling one of my other friends who's here, she was talking about how busy her son is playing football. And I'm like, when you're a kid, that is the time to be busy. Busy. We don't need days off. Like the rot days that we were just talking about.
Endless energy. Yeah.
You don't need that when you're a kid, you know? Like, stay busy. Busy kids turn into successful adults.
I agree.
So I was dancing every day. I lived at my dance studio, basically. You know, every style. Ballet. Started with ballet.
Yes, of course.
Jazz, tap, hip hop, competitions, nutcrackers.
People don't know about that dance competition life.
Dance competition life. Girl, that's honestly the probably the best introduction to the industry.
Yes.
Because half the time you're being told you're not good enough, you know? So it's like, okay, work harder to get the gold and be number one, you know?
Yeah.
And we're so used to no's in this industry that it's like, okay, that set me up and prepared me for it.
Yeah, I would say so too. As you know, I've been a dancer my whole life. I went on tour more in like the Latin music space.
Yeah.
But the grind is real. But that preparation, look, it's a lot, especially for a young. But I think had I not had that background, no way I'd have the thick skin that is needed for this industry.
The thick skin and the work ethic.
More importantly, the work ethic.
The work ethic.
Because I think the thick skin is like a callus. You can build it.
Totally.
But you either have that work ethic or you don't.
Yeah. This is facts.
Yeah.
And a lot of people do not. So
it's like that saying, hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. And we see it all the time in the business, for sure. But what was like your transition? Because I think dancers, we do so much work, especially when we're attached to an artist, but nobody really sees who you are, right? Because that's the job.
Totally.
You're there to amplify the performance and all of that. So your transition to now being your very own boss, to having your own platform, to creating your own content.
Yeah.
What was that like for you, and why did you choose that?
You know, it's actually very interesting because I worked with Beyonce for 17 years.
Wow.
Consistently.
You grew up.
Yeah. I was 17 when I started and turned into an adult while being in that space, you know. But I always say, because we do so many NDA projects. Everything's a secret, you know, and it's all her secrets. It's her projects. It's her dreams that we're creating and keeping under wraps. And so I always say, I'm like, honestly, if it wasn't for Beyonce and me having to keep her secrets, so quiet, it wouldn't have turned me into a content creator because I wanted to share things too. And I'm like, okay, well, I can't share her work. So let me make some of my own that I can. You know, what are other things that I like to share or like to do even? My hair, my skin, my makeup, you know? So naturally just like leaning into these other interests that I have while still dancing and, you know, sprinkling some of that in there. But that's essentially what turned me into a content creator, being like, let me share other things that I'm allowed to share.
And that are part of you.
And that are also part of me and make me who I am.
What was the impetus? Like the first thing, was it your curly hair journey?
Yeah. It's really, because I've always been a natural curly girl, but like it has not always been healthy. Like, are you kidding me?
It's so hard.
It's so hard. And then especially like early 2000s, I would say, more than now. And even in the later 2010s and stuff, they used to just automatically, you go on set, girl, and they're like pulling out heat, curling irons, flat irons, automatically. And I was so young too. I'm like, I'm just letting we got anything for the look and the style, right?
Nor do you want to push back on anybody.
You don't. You don't want to be complicated. Like we don't want to get that rep. Not that early, at least. Now I will be difficult, a little bit more difficult, and a little bit more particular because we need to.
We need to be.
We need to.
Yeah.
But so my hair used to be like really damaged and stuff, and I just was still trying to rock my curls, and I'm like, okay, we're just gonna share the journey.
We had our girls fighting for their lives.
Fighting for their lives, girl, trying to hang on with the career. Trying to hang on. It's wild. And wearing our natural hair too. You know.
That's the thing. And I was talking about this earlier because the other side of the coin is, and you mentioned like the curling irons and all of that, the industry is not set up for us at all.
No, at all.
So I learned very quickly that, okay, I either have to show up with my hair basically done. I got to bring my own products. Like this anxiety of who's going to be there that's going to do my hair.
Who's going to be there? What is the preparation? What do you want me to look like?
What
are you going to try and switch it up when I get there?
Right. Do you even know how to handle and care for curly hair? Like it was really, really tough. And it speaks to the lack of not just the lack of representation, but the lack of even consideration for the fact that there are so many Black and brown women who work in this space. Like they don't even care that you're here. Like, okay, well then we'll figure it out. We don't care if we damage your hair.
What blows me is that like, how can professionals not know how to do?
They don't teach
all things.
They don't teach it. I've talked to so many hairstylists now that I've curated like this wonderful group of people who I trust with my hair. Very small group. Very small group. But they're like, we learned it because we had curly hair or we wore a natural texture and we had to, do somebody's hair in our house or like show up on set and like fix our girls' hair.
Because it's not being taught.
They're
and
like,
that's why spaces like this are important.
So important. They're like, we went to beauty school and we're like, oh, bet we're getting to the textured part. And it was like a week. And you're there for a year. Like that's the ratio of how much they care about us. So it's like we almost have to do it for ourselves.
We do.
Which is not.
We do.
But I'm so glad that you embraced it and that you shared with it because so many of the creators that are here are the women, 10 years ago when I started that showed me the way because I was like, I don't know what I'm doing.
Yes. Same. I always give Felicia credit because when I was like, I need to do better with my hair, she was like, I saw myself in her and I'm like, okay, I can. She made it understandable for me and easy to follow along. And I'm like, okay, I get this. So thank you. Shout out to Felicia.
Bianca Renee.
Like
they were the OGs of the curly content creation. And like to this day, I'm like, if you need a play-by-play, go to their YouTube, babe.
Those are girls still doing it to this day.
Still doing it. Okay. So much of what we do is like pouring into our jobs, right? Like, we were talking about it. Like, when do we stop? Are we okay? No.
We are not okay. We're not okay, guys.
It's enough. But we're here.
But we're here with a smile on our face.
What is left for you, do you find at the end of the day? After you've exerted all your energy, after you've poured so much into what you're putting out into the world, do you save a little piece for yourself?
I try to.
Yeah.
I really do try to. And I honestly get really excited to give back to myself now.
Yes.
Yes, I really do. I'm like, oh, we deserve this.
Yeah.
Like, we just give so much.
Yeah.
So we deserve to reverse it and pour it back into us. So I honestly get excited about it. I I feel like I am constantly being re-inspired and reinventing my dreams.
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah.
Well, and that's the thing. And we were just talking about the pivot, right? Because you may have one thing in mind and then something pops into your life and you're like, wait, I have to integrate this.
Yes.
So how have you navigated all of these new avenues that you are exploring?
Well, I'm definitely not afraid to pivot.
As you should.
Kickball change and
literally
pivot, hit it in another direction, okay? And then maybe try that direction again, you know? Because you just got to go with the flow. I feel like the more you try and fight against it, you're trying to force things. So maybe the timing's not right. The alignment's not there. If you just go with the flow and pivot in the direction that they're trying to give you or the universe is taking you, things just generally seem happier, smoother, and more content, you know?
No question. But we also talked about the importance of like the unplug and recharge, right? Because so many people that I've discussed with on this show have said the same thing. I'm like, I feel like I'm an ambivert, which I just learned this phrase a year ago.
Okay, wait, break it down.
Yeah, so it's like, we are extroverted people by nature. And like as dancers, we're performers, right? But like I cherish and I need the introverted part.
Absolutely.
Like to be at my house, like,
yes.
Don't talk
After
to me.
days like this of saying hi and hugging so many people and having conversations.
Which we love.
Absolutely. I love everyone. I love to socialize.
Yeah.
But it's exhausting.
Yeah.
It is.
I've started to stop saying but and saying and. I love it and it's exhausting.
Yes.
It is. Like the overstimulation is very real. So what is your go-to like rot day non-routine? Like I'm in the corner of the couch with the dog, like
girl
watching whatever I don't have to really pay attention to.
Yeah, like, it's a rot day. I mean, I'll be lucky if I get out of the bed. I like to spend a whole day in the bed.
Yeah.
Order a DoorDash, get out, and go to my front door, and then take it back to the bed.
If they could come in my house and do it, I would love them.
Yeah. Like, can you bring it?
Can you bring it to the bedside?
Yeah. Seriously, I make my man go get it and bring it to me.
As he should. I'm like, babe.
Yeah. And then my doggies, the best little like cuddle buddies, you know, it's like, I feel like dogs give you, and animals in general, just give you that like unconditional recharge too.
We don't deserve dogs.
We don't. I know. I'm just like.
And they almost force you, like, do your dogs, like my dog knows when he's like, you need to sit down sometimes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. My dogs know when I need to get off my phone and stop working. Like they're like.
They push it on you?
And I'm like, you're right. Be in the moment with you.
Kenny will climb on my laptop, like, you're done, Mom.
You're done.
You're
Stop.
out of there. Yeah.
Clock out.
We're really not worthy. Okay, and you mentioned your man, my man. I love that. And I think it's so important. Like, we are strong, independent women, but I think finding a partner, who can not only pour into you, know the balance. Like, my husband is literally running around here in a production shirt, like building the set for me.
Yes.
But he also knows when I need that time to separate. He knows when he can like annoy me, and like it's very hard to find that person.
It is. I'm so grateful that I found a man who is not envious or jealous or threatened by my success or my drive or any of it. He's genuinely a supporter. He makes me better. He's a personal trainer. He adds value to my life. You know, like there's many positive things I can say. And then when I need a day or a moment and time, he senses it. He feels it. He's like, I go home and a bath is ran. And like, it's so, just thoughtful, aware, you know, intentional. We deserve that. Us hardworking women out here, we deserve that, men. Give it to us.
And all the boys who like are not quite getting this concept, get off the app. Get off your ass and do something.
Please.
Do something with. I've been with my husband. We've been married 5 years, together 13 years.
13.
And what you said is so spot on. A man who's not threatened. Like, I work with professional athletes. 98% of the people around me are men. Yep. And he has never flinched. Well, part of it, he knows how I move and how I navigate.
Totally.
For sure. But still, like, even the biggest alpha would be like, yo, what the?
Absolutely.
And he has never in over a decade.
Yeah.
And like that's how I knew right away. Like, okay,
he was the one. Yeah,
he's different.
Yeah,
the exception, not the rule, right? But like, because it's been 13 years, I bypassed the whole dating app. I never.
Yeah.
How did you meet your boyfriend?
Training.
Really?
Yeah.
In person?
Yeah, in person. I was pouring into myself, like wanting to better myself through fitness, through mental health, through eating better, all the different things.
Yeah.
And he was training me through a mutual friend. I would like jump in on their personal sessions.
You're like, oh.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, are you working out again tomorrow? Are you working out? Okay, I'm coming.
You slick.
No, honestly, I was truly like, we were just like strictly client and trainer for a long time. He was so professional, girl. I
love that.
So professional. I would be like, what do you do anything? Do you like to hang out?
Yeah.
Who do you hang out with? Like, not even pursuing, just asking questions. And he'd be like, no, not really. Like, you know, just
he's like, anyway, 2 more reps.
Yeah, he's like 5 more, thanks. Get down, squat.
But see, that's how you know how he navigates and how he presents himself professionally.
And, girl, I had to invite him out many times him to finally come out. So I know him dating any other, it's not a thing. It's not a thing. I had to like force him, you know?
I love that. Oh my God. Well, good. And you can see, I can tell in how you speak, and you deserve that love. You deserve that happiness. I'm very happy about that.
Thank you.
I ask everybody that comes on the show this. We carry a lot. So what would you put down to unburden yourself if you could? I know it's hard. Like, where do I start?
Oh, I don't know if anyone's ever asked me that, too, to be like, you'll take something off my load?
Right. Literally. You're like, take this and this and this. Like,
I know.
It's a lot.
I don't know. I'd probably take off some of, like tedious things.
Sure.
You know, like... Honestly, I would take out, like, if I could have, like, someone to grocery shop for me, someone to cook for me, and a chauffeur.
Yeah.
Those
and in LA,
add lots of value to my life.
Yeah. I always say, like, if I could drop off my hands at the nail shop and pick them up later.
Girl, because getting nails done is an inconvenience sometimes. It's like I could be doing traffic, inconvenience. I could be doing something else with my time than sitting like this.
Yes. Like, bye. I don't want to do this. Yeah. I love that. I love that answer.
Yeah.
Okay, and the last question for you. What would you say makes you undefined? Or how are you becoming undefined?
I'd say my consistency.
Yes.
My authenticity. My genuine spirit.
I agree with that.
And my soul, girl.
Yes.
The natural soul I was born with.
Yeah, that hits. Ah, beautiful. Thank you, Ashley. The best.
Thank you.
One thing about Ashley, she's going to keep it 100 at every turn. What I really loved is I followed her as a dancer myself and just saw her thrive within that space. And I'm so proud of her and so proud to be part of this circle that gets to celebrate her now in this next chapter, this next iteration. And I think she's such a beautiful reminder that you can always continue to evolve. You can always continue to grow. And even when you feel like you've reached the highest level in one trade, there's so much more to you that you can still explore and build and grow into. And what Ashley has shown us, I think not just today through this conversation, but through all of the content that she shares with us, is that there's always more to you. There's always more that you can share if you choose to or not. But more importantly, don't remember to take a day or two for yourself. That energy that you output is a lot. I know. I can speak on it. And so every so often, it's okay to pour into yourself, even if that means that you're doing absolutely nothing. Take that day to sit on the couch, to sit in bed. Let your partner pamper you, right? We all deserve that. We deserve not just that self-care, but really that sustenance. It is a sustenance of life to be able to do everything that we do. All right, thanks for hanging with me here at CurlyCon. I'm MJ Acosta Ruiz, and this has been Becoming Undefined.